Holiday Mondays, Virgin Gang. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Hey, check out what I got right here. Look, it's a Meowth with a little elf hat. He's Santa's little helper, going to deliver some nice presents for people right there. Christmas themed battle figure, automatically goated. Going back in the spread later on. Feel free to look for that one too. GameStop, bro. People will not stop sending me stuff about GameStop, which I do appreciate. I do love when people send me stuff for content ideas or things. Just look at it, just see what's going on with the community, right? Brother, GameStop is being roasted and like ripped apart by a lot of people. So if you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, apparently GameStop, effective this month, decided that charging the prices they were before, yeah, that's a big old no-go for them anymore. They put out a nice little thing saying, hey, we're raising the prices of our shit, basically to emulate what looked like market price for a lot of stuff. Your sleeve blisters look relatively the same, $6, you know, whatever, that's not too bad. You got your booster bundles, which I think I've been picking those up for like anywhere from 27 to $30, I think is what a lot of stores are charging for that. I want to say retail on them is closer to that 27. $34.99, that's a little up there. You got $19.99 for your 3-pack blisters with a promo. Those Cosmo Holo promos. Those Cosmo Hollow promos, man, that's what everyone's really needing to get going for that stuff, right? That's a must-have. We will pay a little bit extra for that. Them ETBs sitting at $70, man, y'all are out of your mind with that. You know, $50 ETBs, $55 ETBs. We're just gonna tack $15 extra on that. Hey, no big deal. That's what is that? Like a 30% markup, about roughly like 28 to 30% markup on that. That booster box price, though. That fucking booster box price. For Mega Evolution, brother, you're going to be paying $240 for one of these pristine booster boxes. And everybody's up in arms about it, man. GameStop is a really interesting company. They've been around for so long. I remember just going and picking up games like this, old Crackdown 2, or any of the other games, Left 4 Dead, or any of the other pre-owned games. Man, they helped me through some hard times. Needed to actually, pick up a game or something like that, pick one up pre-owned. Man, that pre-owned, like, swap-out guarantee where basically you just return a pre-owned game no matter what reason. I'm not even going to lie. I abused the hell out of that system. Like, I'd beat a game within, like, 5 days, take it back, use that store credit to get another game. When I was unbelievably poor, man, I fucking did the shit out of that. I played so many Xbox 360 games just based off that. It was almost like renting. It was almost like, yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that. It was... good times. But GameStop has kind of went away from that. They still do have some pre-owned games there, mostly for the last gen, next gen consoles. Every once in a while, you'll find some vintage games in there. But they've moved away from that, and they're kind of mostly leaning more towards collectibles. And they are really starting to dominate the TCG space, man. They are going all in on that. And the funny thing about these prices, too, people talking about that, it's like, yeah, I get where they're doing those prices. That's market price for booster boxes right there. I warned people a few months back, and I warned people even further, actually back in 2020, 2021, whenever prices were starting to go crazy, whenever our hobby was starting to become like super corporate, whenever people were starting to reel in that monetization and influencers were really starting to pump the fuck out of things. Brother, I warned people. I told people that this was going to happen. GameStop naturally is just following that progression that we all kind of knew they would. People are, willing to spend $240 for a booster box. Why are we charged? We're basically just an LGS at this point anyway. We take submissions for PSA. We have fucking digital packs that we do online. Those digital packs, man, those are gonna ruin some people. Those power packs, those digital power packs, especially those $500 to $1,000 ones. That is gonna be some addictive things. That's gonna get some people in a lot of fucking shitty situations. I already know someone's gonna lose their house over those packs. I cannot wait to see that article. And you hate to see it. You just know it's going to happen, right? So they're just literally following what everyone else is doing. Like how every other LGS is charging $240 for these boxes, these struggling LGSs. The difference is GameStop is a company. They're not a struggling LGS. However, people go shop and use them like an LGS. People go take their cards in. They're willing to buy your PSA subs. What the fucking thing about that? The other thing people have told me, apparently GameStop is just now going through and they're buying people's slabs up in like mass droves. Apparently they're at card shows and they're buying up stuff for pretty good rates. I think like 90 to 95 was what I heard for some slabs and things like that. There's some people that are just straight up going like, oh no, they bought all my slabs for 90 to 95%, to which case I would probably call cap unless you were selling a bunch of really good slabs. I do believe they're going around and buying up people's inventory, and I do believe it is actually going to be for those power packs. They're going to need some inventory for that. They're going to need some junk slabs for that, and they're going to need actually some things to actually send out. They're going to need for their other next level mystery pack, for the next thing they do, their physical in-box mystery packs, because they have those too. It's not just the digital bullshit that's super addictive and all that. They have the physical ones as well. So they need inventory for all that. Eventually, they're not going to be buying your slabs for that much anymore. They're going to fucking revert to their shitty GameStop ways, just like they did with pre-owned games. They're going to be doing like 70%, 65%. When they have enough inventory, when they're actually fucking stocked up on all that, you better believe you're not going to see them buying anything for 90, 95%. They're still new. They're getting things set up. But I've seen that too. GameStop is essentially speedrunning their way into being a TCG standing point here. They don't care really so much about their game systems or their consoles. I don't even hear people talk about going to GameStop anymore for video games or anything like that. The era of digital games is here. I still don't really like buying digital games. If I can, I want to get physical copies of them just so I have them, just so I can say, yeah, I know this is just a download code, especially for the most recent games, but I still want to physically have the game just in case. It really meant a lot more for the 360 time frame, but like them charging $240, you know how you actually combat this? You know what people could actually do? Stop spending. It's like, stop spending money at GameStop on Pokemon cards. Stop saying these prices are okay. The issue is a lot of people are saying these prices are okay. And I know there's a lot of people that are just like up in arms on the internet. People are saying, oh no, these prices are terrible. I just want my stuff at MSRP, Walmart, and all these places. They're not doing this and that, but they will literally go to an LGS. They'll go to fucking GameStop, and they will just charge, whatever. Just give me a box. Give me this $260 booster box for a modern imprint set. And then they'll get online, and they won't pull the hit, and then they'll complain about not getting the hit. And it's like, that's cool if you don't like the hits that you got, but you like saying the value of what you actually got your money's worth for the box is kind of out the window when you said, yes, I'm willing to overpay for this booster box for this price. But where else am I going to get it? I have a YouTube page, and I literally open booster packs. That's my pay. What, do you want me to not have a YouTube page anymore? No one's saying that. No one's saying don't fucking get a YouTube page and don't open packs. I personally don't care if you want to overspend and you want to open up booster packs. And I don't give a fuck. I'm not doing it. There's no way. I'm just going to fucking take my chances at the Pokemon Center. And sometimes I'm going to win. Sometimes I'm going to lose. But I will win sometimes. And I will get some product. And I'm not overpaying like a lot of you guys are. I'm just saying, that's me. That's how I'm going to do this stuff. I don't think it's very good for the hobby or the community for booster boxes day one for new sets to be $270 goddamn dollars. But that's just me. If you have a YouTube page, you have a platform that you would rather do that for, go for it. Just when you accept that role and that responsibility, I don't fucking want to hear you complain about it anymore. I don't want to hear you bitching about prices. I don't want to hear you bitching about like how like all this stuff happened. Like, you decided that was okay. That's the path you chose for your YouTube channel, for your look, for your brand, for your advertising. That's what you said was okay. And I've had a lot of instances where I've gotten into like little arguments, or I've gotten into full-fledged disagreements with people, especially people I'm friends with, who just for some reason will complain about prices, will complain all fucking day that this is bullshit and scalpers are the problem and people buy from scalpers are bullshit and all this and that. And then they will literally go buy from a scalper or a reseller. They'll go buy from the LGS that is selling something at $250. Honestly, I would rather you go buy from an LGS as opposed to GameStop, because at least like an LGS, I can kind of understand where it is. They're not backed by GameStop, the corporation. I still think the prices are bullshit. I still think distro is literally grabbing everybody by the nuts and twisting, but I at least understand that logical. If you're going to GameStop and you're paying $240 to a corporation that's literally making bank off of some fake ass digital packs, my guy, they're literally all them bulk slabs that people are selling back, all that shit, they're just making fucking mad money off of that. All that bulk junk, they're making hand over fist money, all that stuff. And that, what you're seeing with those digital power packs, that is their best thing that's going to happen, right? That is the best case of what that's going to look like. I guarantee you, once they're more established, once they have more inventory, and once it's been around for a while, it's just going to get worse and worse. The returns you're going to get on that are going to dwindle. The actual rates of people getting good packs, I feel like some people are going to find that it's not going to be the case. Can't prove it, don't take me to court. That's just my opinion on the entire thing. I do think that there's going to be a decline in quality for what you're looking at. That's probably going to be the best it's going to be. What you're looking at right there is probably best case, best chance to get stuff. The newest hits are in there, the newest stuff. is going to be floating around. Who knows? Maybe GameStop will fucking do that. Maybe the price will go down. Maybe Pokemon will actually fix this whole thing for us. But the way a lot of these prices go down is a combination of things happening together. People not paying these prices, Pokemon printing a fucking ton of product, and stores actually enforcing the limit of said products. If there's no limit, people will walk in, one fucking dude will come in there, sweep up and get all the product and just leave. We watched it happen. We've seen it happen over and over again this week alone, where stuff is just getting cleared out. And unfortunately, until all those stars align, until the fucking plants align, the Titans can come out of the fucking earth, that's what it's going to be. We're literally going to be sitting like this. The 30th anniversary is not here yet. And I really am wondering what some people's goal is, just championing that we're actually in a decline, that we're starting to actually get back to normalcy. We're not. That's not the case. This normal that people are talking about, things are going down. It's still overpriced. Everything is still overpriced. Everything is still overpriced. Okay? But do what you want. Spend your money how you want. Have your fun. Build your YouTube channel. Build your brand. Build all of this stuff. Take all the sponsorships you want. It just suck everyone's cock here. I don't care. Have your fun. I'm going to do what I want to do. I warned a lot of people that this was going to happen. I warned about the fucking corporate spots edging in on Pokemon and making it so where this was going to be an inevitable situation. And at the end of the day, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep making content. I'm going to keep making fun of clowns. I'm going to keep commentating on the space. And I'm going to keep collecting what I like to collect and maybe getting lucky every now and again. Picking up singles and maybe getting a little bit of product here and there. And that's good enough for me. That's fine with me. I appreciate everybody who actually does tune into the channel. It's been a great week coming back to the house. It's felt really good just airing stuff out, making content. The car videos were fun, but let me tell you, that was getting that set up to work and just hearing how shitty I sounded like on the audio thing. It was getting pretty shitty. It was. But I do appreciate everybody who tuned into that. And thank you everybody for just, hanging out, spending time. Do what you want. Do what you will. Spend whatever money you want. Just, if you do certain things, that has certain consequences. That has certain things that will lead to other things. And a lot of people already know that. People just want to have both sides of the cake. People want to fucking eat the cake and splash it on their face too. That's what everybody wants. You don't always get what you want. That's all I got. Appreciate it, Virgin Gang. See you later. GameStop being GameStop, crazy. You know what's funny? This is actually not very, they actually have something they can buy from people secondhand and charge above market value for. That's crazy. They couldn't do that with video games. Maybe some of the collector things, but look, they can buy fucking, I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for sealed product to be grabbed, by them, for them to actually buy sealed product, and just the shit show to take place with that. The reseals, the scams, just the $400 markups on some of that shit. It's going to be wild. If they don't already do that, I haven't looked into it. Maybe they do. What a time to be alive.